It's almost like NK's like, look, you see, guys, she's really not that bad. I know she cursed me out and called me poor and poured wine on me and said that my shoes are cheap and my teeth are brown, but she loves me. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Roxy with Roxy Says, and we're gonna talk about it. Today, we are reviewing The Ultimatum South Africa reunion. So we have a lot to talk about, but first and foremost, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I know my review is really late. I did mention that in my previous review that it would be late. I had a family reunion and I just wanted to be present with my family. I didn't want to worry about watching a show, taking notes, recording, editing. I just wanted to spend that quality time with my family. So again, thank you all so much for your patience and for tuning in to this video. Now, another thing is, I already knew it before. I already knew I loved y'all before, but I really know it now, okay? And let me tell you why. If it was not for me having to film this review for you all, I don't know if I would have finished that reunion episode in one sitting. It's for y'all. I'm so sorry. Like, I hate to say it because I really wanted the reunion to just be like, ooh, but it wasn't for me. Now, don't get me wrong. We got a whole lot to discuss, but the reunion did leave me a bit underwhelmed. And there's a few reasons. We're going to get into all of that. But before we do, don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Let's get into this review. So as the majority of you all know, the reunion was filmed 1 year after the show was filmed, okay? Hauser couldn't make it. I think he was sick. I wasn't sure, but I do wish that they waited to host the reunion when both of the hosts were present. I feel like Hauser would have asked some good follow-up questions, and I do like to see the couple feed off of each other. I really like their dynamic when they were hosting the show. I wish that we got to see that at the actual reunion. Another thing, I feel like Kanye's feet were not held to the fire. I did not like that. I just wanted one person to ask Kanye.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
So I have to be fair, okay? Because if it was Nick and Vanessa, I would have went in. I would have went in on them. So I have to be fair. I just really wish we would have gotten more questions. I just feel like there was so much that was left unanswered and so many things that weren't dug into the way that they needed to be dug into, okay? So anyways, I'm gonna start off by saying everyone looked good. My boo Ruth looked good. My boo Lebo looked good, okay? Even Kanye's wig. So now we're gonna talk about it, okay? Because y'all were in my comments like,
girl, you don't see Kanye's wig, Roxy. Why you not talking about Kanye's wig?
I saw it. I seen it. That's why I put it in my thumbnail and I would zoom in on it in a couple of my videos. Like those who know, okay? But if you've been here for any amount of time, I do try to stay away from talking about people's looks, their clothes, their hair, their makeup. I try to stay away from that because I just feel like there's a lot that I can speak about without having to touch on that. And I'm not saying that as if it's something that's beneath me, but I try not to speak on something until after they fixed it, if you get what I'm saying. So now that Kanye's fixed her hair, oh, now we could chat. So you mean to tell me that you woke up every morning, you brushed your teeth and washed your face, saw that lace, and you was like, yeah, this is what we giving. Is really. And then in addition to walking around with that lace, you had the audacity to be mean, nasty, and cruel to people, cursing people out, pouring wine on them, calling them fatty boom boom. With that lace? Kanye. I held my tongue all season, but I seen on Twitter they've been dragging you, Kanye, okay? And you deserve it. But that's all I'm gonna give you. Let's get on with the reunion. So we welcome everyone out. Like I was saying before, everyone looks great. So they all sit down and immediately everyone notices that we are missing Lebo and Nola, but that's only for like 45 seconds because they're right out on stage after. I guess that was for like dramatic effect, but it didn't last long enough for it to be that dramatic. But after Lebo and Nola come out, Salamina says that she is going to get back to them, but she's going to start with Ruth and Isaac, okay? So they do the whole replay of all of the events that took place during the season. And after, Salamina asks Ruth if she would have done everything the same way. And what do you think my girl Ruth said? My girl Ruth, the truth teller, miss standing her shit. What do you think she said?
This was an experiment. I needed to learn things about myself, so yes.
Period. Okay, we love an unapologetic queen. So Isaac said that he came with the ring already because he was hoping that this experience would solidify his decision to marry Ruth and that this experience would fix everything. And I'm like, Really? You were hoping that this, 2 month, what is this, 3 weeks, you were hoping that this short experience would repair all of the damage done in your relationship. Child, I am more inclined to believe that Isaac brought that ring to propose to a complete stranger at the end of this, because remember, he was with Ruth for 2 years and she hadn't even been to his home. I don't believe for 1 second that he was going to marry Ruth at all. Isaac also says that he thinks that Lebo would have been the perfect match for him at the time, and I definitely understand why he feels like that, because we know Lebo. Lebo will cook, she would wash, she would clean, she would do all the dishes. Everything that Kanye refused to do, I see Lebo doing. I don't see him thinking that him and Lebo were a good match because he actually liked Lebo as a person or saw her as a woman that he could love and care for. I feel like the value that Isaac sees in Lebo is what she can do for him, how she can take care of him, not necessarily how he can be a good husband or partner to her. But they are friends, which I do like, and we'll discuss that a little bit later. Next, we see Kanye and Isaac, and they discuss how things changed during their trial marriage. And they both agree that in the beginning, everything was great because everything was really surface level and fun, but things got more difficult as they began to discuss more serious topics, which is understandable because that happens in regular relationships, much less for a 3-week accelerated trial marriage. Then Salamina asks Isaac the burning question that we all want to know the answer to.
And food became a contentious issue between you guys. Isaac, are you still hungry?
I'm the best cook now, eh? I took my time to learn how to cook, and now I'm actually,
So at least he learned something from this experience. Ruth says that she is currently in another long-distance relationship. Girl, you ain't learned from the... Okay, Ruth, okay. But she says that she's very happy and she feels sure this time. I hope you've been to his house, baby. I hope you can call him on the phone and it's not only... I'm going to trust that Ruth learned and she's going to do things a little bit differently, okay? Ruth, I have faith in you. I have faith in you, boo, okay? Isaac says that he is also dating and he is happy, and that's going to come up in a little bit. We going to get to it. But overall, their segment ends very amicably. They speak very highly of each other. They wish each other the best, and they both pretty much say, you know, Ruth is great, Isaac is great, we're just not great for each other. So, child, now we get to Lebo and Nola, and of course, all the drama that went down with Ruth and Isaac. So when Nola starts speaking, you can tell that he is extremely nervous, and he is trying to find the right words to say.
Ruth is different to Lebo. Lebo was different to Ruth, so I see something new that I would want to have in my relationship, and Ruth was there.
And he also knew that eventually everyone would find out about what happened between him and Ruth, but he didn't want people to find out the way that they found out. And in all honesty, in my opinion, it don't make no difference how people found out. It happened. So whether Lebo found out in that dramatic way or they found out after, it would still hurt. But did y'all see the look that Lebo gave Nola when he thanked Ruth?
Ruth, thank you for everything, and I don't have regrets, like going into the trial marriage with you.
You can definitely see that Lebo is still hurt, but she is trying to contain herself. She's trying to contain her emotions. And we can see that Nola is still fumbling over his words while trying to explain himself. So much so where I actually got the impression that the cast kind of sort of felt sorry for him.
Lebo, not to give an offender or something, but I enjoyed my not at, okay.
It's
No,
okay,
it's fine.
Lebo.
Side note, why Lindile just be sitting in his chair looking at me like that? Like, I got a man, stop. Anyways, Lebo is still not having it because she feels deeply hurt and disrespected, as she should. And she says that she holds Nola accountable for what happened, not Ruth. She holds nothing against Ruth because Nola is the one who betrayed her. Then Lebo tells us that about a month after they left this experiment, Nola reached out to her and they decided to what? Give it another try. And what? They're still together. Come again. Did y'all see everyone's face? Aiden looked so disappointed because remember, Lebo and Aiden got really, really close because they were in a trial marriage together. So he got to really see a side of Lebo that a lot of others did not. And child, Isaac just comes out and says he knows that Lebo is not happy. I said, whoa, Isaac.
Isaac, why are you laughing?
because I know Lebo, she's not happy.
So, Isaac, you don't think Lebo is happy?
But turns out Isaac and Lebo have actually stayed in close contact after this experience. So they have spoken a lot about the situation between Lebo and Nola. And Lebo reveals this.
To be honest, he's right. I'm not happy.
Yeah, it's a bombshell. I didn't know she was not happy.
Nola, this seems to have taken you by surprise.
Like,
when I tell you Ruth is me in this clip, just cracking up, I would be cracking up if I was on that stage, okay? Because I was cracking up behind my computer. But Lebo looks completely disgusted with him, and it is clear that she is not happy, okay? Nola feels betrayed because he says that he had no idea of this, and Lebo never told him, but she told Isaac. What I find so funny about this is that Lebo was like, you know what? You want to romp with me on TV? You want to play me on TV? Okay, baby, I'm going to get my get back. I'm going to play you. Now it's time for me to play you. Okay, y'all can say, oh, 2 wrongs don't make a right. We don't care, okay? Lebo did what she needed to do, period. And Nola got what he deserved, okay? And I'm going to also give Isaac props. This scene really did make me like Isaac for a hot 37 seconds, okay?
At some point in your life, you have to decide what is good for you. But as long as she still have what she has with him, she's not going to be happy.
In this scene alone, I really liked Isaac, okay? I really appreciated the advice that he gave to Lebo. And after that, Lebo says that she no longer sees herself marrying Nola, but she also says a bit more.
I don't feel like I'm still in love with you anymore. I've learned to actually learn to unlove you. I've decided to end our relationship.
Hey, yo, hey!
Yes, you can see that everyone is genuinely happy and proud of Lebo, but not Lindile, child. He looked like he just woke up from a nap.
What was that?
She is breaking up with him.
And we see Nola, he gets up, he walks off stage, and Isaac is loving this. Then we see Genesis with his sweet self. He goes over and he has a little talk with Nola, and Nola feels like Lebo is doing this to embarrass him. And what about it? If she is, what about it? Didn't you embarrass her? What about it? That's what I thought. Y'all even now, okay? So Genesis tries to help him understand that he needs to work on himself. And yes, life will go on, but he definitely has a lot of work to do. And Lebo can see him for his ways finally when Nola comes back on stage and he's crying and he's talking about how hurt he is. Lebo was like, girl, look, he's crying now, but he's done this before and he still hasn't changed.
I thought we were working on it.
You're not going to change anytime soon. Maybe he will see it for himself, but I tried my best.
So clearly, Lebo sees his tears now as a form of manipulation.
During the show, he used to cry like this, but he's just pulling an act.
Then Nola tries to insinuate that Lebo and Isaac are dating. Because remember, Isaac said that he's dating someone, he's in a relationship. This fool is trying to say that because Isaac and Lebo have discussed their relationship because they stayed in contact, that Lebo and Isaac are dating. Just grasping at straws, just trying to find a reason to be upset when he is in no position to be upset. And Isaac shuts that down immediately.
So, which makes me wonder. Earlier when you said there's a woman who's busy, you guys are...
And you think it's Lebo?
He said he wanted to stay to
This is the same thing. She's actually dumping you. If you're looking for a reason, this is the reason she's giving you. Like, I'm dumping you because of how you think. How can you think something like that, man?
Next, we're on to Tabi and Genesis, and it turns out that they have put their engagement on hold and they want to get back to the basics. Genesis says that he needs to go to her family and he wants to respect the traditions of discussing prices before formally proposing to her. And it sounds like they're almost back at square one because Genesis's issue was finances, right? That's what he said his issue was. And apparently it's still an issue. As much as I love him, as sweet as he is, what has he done? What has he done to push you two closer to being married? They have been together for 7 years, well, 8 years at this point, right? 8 years at this point. So I honestly don't know what else it's going to take for them to make it down the aisle. But they both look very happy. They both look like they're still very in love with each other. They then discuss the connection that Tabi shared with Lindile, and you can tell that Genesis has definitely sat with himself and self-reflected on his relationship and where he can improve, right? And he acknowledges that usually when a woman makes a decision like breaking up with someone who she truly loves, he knows that that woman has given that man chance after chance. They've tried and tried. They've stated their concerns over and over before they've got to the decision to actually call it quits, okay? So Genesis says that he sees Tabi's ability to connect with Lindile so easily as a reflection of his own shortcomings within the relationship. Because he says that had he been doing everything that he should have been doing within the relationship, Lindile wouldn't have been able to easily come in and make such a connection with Tabi. Which is true, and that's why I'm split on Genesis, because he seems like he is self-aware, he seems like he is considerate, he's understanding, he's patient, but then on the other hand, I feel like he's dragging his foot with this 8-year relationship. Like, I don't know how to feel about Genesis. Tell me what y'all think below. Next, we see Lindile and Sizikele. She's still nervous about marriage, but she is happy, and she even thanks Tabi for making her man better for her. Okay, that's cute. That's cute and all, but did Lindile and Tabi sleep together? Lindile said that him and Tabi were intimate. I need clarification. We need to know. But anywho, Lindile says that there's no wedding date set just yet, but he has already sent his letters to the families asking them for more time for him to prepare for Sizikele to take his last name. See, now, I would have thought that Lindile had all of that prepared, okay? I would have thought that he had everything together, because remember, he brought up marriage 3 months into their relationship. And then he gave her an ultimatum after 6 months. But now you need time, so why were you rushing her in the first place when you know you didn't have the funds to marry her? Whoa, what is that about? You making moves, making demands, and giving ultimatums. I would think that that money is where it needs to be for her family to feel comfortable with you marrying their daughter. So next they do this cute little montage of Sizikele laughing, which I find adorable. I love her laughter. She's just a little cutie pie to me, and I get it because a lot of people do laugh in very uncomfortable situations. But of course they bring in her run-ins with Kanya, specifically that night when she went to Kanya's villa. And it looks like Kanya might have done some self-reflecting as well, or maybe she just saw all the comments where she was getting dragged up and down on the Twitter streets, the YouTube streets, the Instagram streets. You know, she had to turn all her comments off on her Instagram, okay? But I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to say that she came to this realization all on her own. Good for you, Kanya.
A lot was triggering at that moment, and there's a lot that happened prior to her stepping into my villa uninvited, but there was absolutely no reason for me to body shame her, and I'm wanting to apologize for that. Yeah.
Now, when I tell you Kanya reminds me of Lisa, if you have not seen the previous seasons of The Ultimatum, there's a woman who was named Lisa, and this is like the same type of thing. She was very mean, very nasty. She didn't even last as long as Kanya lasted, but same thing. She was crazy with her boyfriend. She ends up getting pregnant during the experience. When I tell you, it's like the same thing. It's kind of scary. I will say that I am actually surprised that Kanya came and apologized. When I tell you I was not expecting any type of apology at all, whether she meant it or not, I wasn't expecting it at all. But Sizikele does accept her apology, and then Kateko is sitting there looking like a proud dad. He's just so proud that Kanya is having a decent moment to apologize to someone. The fact that he is so proud about that shows that this lady rarely ever apologizes for her wrongdoings. Child, whatever. Next we get to Courtney and Aiden. Courtney says that she had a ring because she knew that if Aiden didn't propose to her, she would have proposed to Aiden. You joking, right? So if you had no problem proposing to Aiden, why did you waste our time? Why didn't you just propose to him back at home on the living room couch? Why did you come on our televisions and play this game when you could have just proposed to him at home? Anyways, we find out that Aiden now has a job as a marketing coordinator. Congratulations to you, Aiden, because clearly he is making moves in order to be a better man for Courtney. He is making moves to show her family that he can take care of her. And I love to see it, okay? They're still engaged and in love, but they also want to settle in a bit before making, in Aiden's words, such an expensive decision. Okay, I understand that, but this is another couple who has been together for 8 years. I feel like these couples in particular, these 7-8 year couples, if you don't know by now, it's been 8 years. I feel like these couples should just break up. And the fact that Aiden is still referring to them getting married as just an expensive decision as opposed to him finally marrying the love of his life, right? The woman that he wants to be with. The fact that he still thinks of marrying Courtney as an expense, which it is, but it seems like he's still trying to decide if it's worth it. Courtney, girl, I don't know, sis. I don't know. It's not looking too good, okay? Next, we get to Nkateko and Kanya, and he says that he realized that they had so much work to do, and he came to this realization before proposal day. And even when he's trying to explain himself, Kanya cuts him off. Girl, shut up. Let the man talk. Let him speak. But he says that they went to therapy and they did even more work, okay? Then they play a montage of Kanya just terrorizing everybody. And what does Kanya say? She says that despite what we've seen with our own eyes, okay, that there is something that she wants us to know.
There's certain aspects of me that weren't displayed. That's not a true reflection of who I am.
And here's where I feel like Salamina really dropped the ball. I feel like they could have spent more time on Kanya's behavior, okay? Even asking the cast how they felt about it. I feel like they just did not hold Kanya's feet to the fire the way that she deserved. And how did I know that she was going to try to blame editing? Now, I'm fully aware of how production can create a particular narrative, how they can chop clips, only show certain clips, but Kanya, girl, you gave production a whole lot of material to work with. For that to not be you, then Nkateko jumps in and takes responsibility for Kanya's actions. And he claims that he's never seen Kanya act that way. When I tell you I don't believe him for 1 second, that is a damn lie. That's a lie. Because first of all, his own mother knows that she's not a nice person, okay? And second of all, I would think if you've never seen Kanya act like this before, then the behavior that you witnessed on this show would scare the shit out of you. Would scare the shit out of you to the point where you would be running for the hills because you'd be like, who the hell is this person? I've never seen this person before. I can't marry this person. But that is not how you reacted in those scenes. In those scenes where Kanya was acting belligerent, NK's expression wasn't shocked. It was more of a, oh, here we go again. There goes Kanya, crazy Kanya, acting up as usual. He was not shocked or surprised, okay? And that makes me feel like there has to be a reason why NK is okay with this behavior and continues to excuse it. In my previous review, I said maybe he needs some shelter, okay? Maybe because Kanya gives him a place to stay, he excuses her behavior. But then I saw a couple of comments of people saying that his family actually has money. Like he got money. Now, I don't know if it's true. I haven't done research to confirm it, but something in him has to relate to Kanya. And I wish that the host dug into that a little bit more. But NK says that despite how she acts, he knows the value that she brings into his life. And I'm not saying that she doesn't make him feel good from time to time. I'm sure she does. But child, does the bad not outweigh the good? I commend him trying to defend his partner, right? I like when couples are at the reunion and they got each other's back. I get that. I get it. But NK, what you're defending is pure madness. What you're defending is madness. But the two say that they got back together with the condition that they'd go to therapy, and Nkateko makes sure to let us know that Kanya found the therapist. The way that he's trying to give her brownie points, we still don't like her, okay? We no, you keep trying to make fetch happen. It's not gonna happen, okay? It's almost like NK's like, look, you see, guys, she's really not that bad. I know she cursed me out and called me poor and poured wine on me and said that my shoes are cheap and my teeth are brown, but she loves me. That's what it's giving. And then after all of that, they also announced that they have a 3-month-old baby boy.
He's 3 months old.
What?
Ooh.
Hey, please say.
It's
Nkateko.
Congratulations to them on their new bundle of joy. And I can tell that Nkateko will be a great father. He will pour love into his child because he lost his dad at such an early age. All I can say is I hope the best for both him and Kanya. I hope that they are able, even if they don't stay together, hopefully they can co-parent well together and they just give that little baby all of the love that he deserves. And Salamina gives the couple a gift for the baby. Now, I'm going to assume that maybe because they knew that she's now a mother, they didn't want to go in on her. They didn't want to bring up her actions on the show too much. Maybe that's why they went a little easy on her, which I can understand. They did the same thing with Lisa when she announced that she had a baby at the reunion, okay? Then we see Nola. He comes back out and he apologizes to Lebo again, but it's pretty much crickets. And child, that's pretty much it. Now, like I said before, the reunion, it was pretty lackluster. I think because the season was so good, okay? The season was just like, messy, okay? Drama. Because of that, I guess my expectations for the reunion were really, really high, and it just kind of fell flat to me. It's almost like they gave their all during the season, and for the reunion, they just showed up because it was part of the contract. But I am happy that Lebo got to embarrass Nola, period. I'm here for it, okay? And even with this reunion that, like I said before, was underwhelming, The Ultimatum, South Africa, is still the best ultimatum that I have seen thus far. I'm not going to take that away from them, okay? Tell me all of your thoughts below. What are some questions that you wished were asked and answered during the reunion? What do you feel about all of the couple updates? What do you feel about Kanye and NK having a baby? About the 2 8-year couples still waiting for things to settle? Child, tell me what you think about everything. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you know when I'm posting my next video. Let me know also what shows you all are watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.
Roxy says we're gonna talk about it.
But that's not a true reflection of who I am. There's certain aspects of me that weren't displayed.
Okay.
And I guess it's good entertainment. But yeah, I say a lot.
You say a lot.
when I'm in that zone.